you know that I run this place and I've begun this race? Must I rerun this pace? I'm the reason it's become this way, and their love for it is the reason I have become this praise. They love my darkness, I've made them heartless, and in return they have become my martyrs. I've been in the poem of many a poet, and I reside in the art of many a artist. Some of you smartest have tried to articulate my whole partnerness, but they're fruitless in their harvest. The drill grows from my footsteps. I'm the one that they follow, I am the one that they march with. Through the back alleys and the black markets, the Oval Offices, the crack houses and apartments. Through the mazes of the queens, the pages of the sages, and the chambers of the kings.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Abu Abdullah. So you wanted to address an urgent warning to the Ummah concerning the Malhama of Alexandria and its relation to what's going on in the world today, contemporary affairs right now.
Exactly, inshallah. Yeah. Let us inshallah go straight into it, so as not to waste people's time. Bismillah. بعد بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على حبيب المصطفى وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان يوم الدين آمين رب العالمين اللهم اجعلنا منهم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا إخوان. We are going to speak inshallah about what is known in prophecy as Malhamatul Iskandariya, the battle or the war or the confrontation of Alexandria in the prophecies. And there are probably about, if I can count what I have at least collected here from different sources, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 20 hadiths here of differing authenticity, which is irrelevant for the purpose of our analysis, about the Malhama of Alexandria. I'm sure if somebody did a more thorough search, they could probably come up with a few more. Now, once you put all these hadiths together and you study them for a while, and then you try to line them up chronologically, because the hadiths, they describe different stages of this battle of Alexandria, this confrontation of Alexandria. When you line them up, certain things stand out about the Malhama of Alexandria. The first thing we're going to talk about, inshallah, is we're going to bring forth those hadiths which mention the Malhama of Alexandria, the Alexandrian battle, and locate where this Malhama is supposed to take place. Now, one of these is right here. I'm looking at it. I'm going to read the Arabic. For those who want to do the search, I'll read the Arabic. You can probably Google, type in the Arabic in Google, and the hadith with the sanad should come up. I'm going to skip sanads for the purpose of brevity and effectiveness, and also because this analysis doesn't need the authentication. As long as the hadiths are authenticated as far as where the books they come from, that they are hundreds of years old, their veracity is borne out in the events of the present.
So basically, you're saying that the present-day events actually prove the hadiths.
Exactly. The fact if the hadiths do fit the present political and military situation, then clearly no one else knows but the future but Allah Almighty, and those He has revealed it to, in this case the Prophet ﷺ, and those that the Prophet ﷺ narrated those hadiths to. No one else, not Satan, not the Dajjal, not anyone knows the future except if they steal it from revelation.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that in mind, that is the reason why we have simply, once we've authenticated that the hadiths do come from Muslim sources, ancient Muslim sources going back over 1,000 years or so, well, some over 500, some over 1,000, then we simply gather them together for analysis using internal evidence by simply comparing the hadiths amongst themselves. They come from different sources, and that's the second tool we're using here. That hadiths coming from differing sources. If they match, that's also proof of authenticity.
Basically, some hadiths are from sources are more.
You're not going to have two completely different narrators agreeing on a lie. That if there was a lie fabricated, it would be a different lie. Yeah. When people make up lies, usually they make. If two people make up a lie independently, the likelihood that it's going to be the same lie is infinitesimally nil.
Good deal of sense.
Exactly. Now, there are misinterpretations of narrations that an author might, because these are futuristic narrations, future that is not available to a narrator. Sometimes a narrator might try to juxtapose or try to project the prophecy onto his or her time.
I mean, to kind of make the prophecy fit what's in his mind,
what they're
he
looking at,
imagines the
what
future
they
will
know,
be
what they understand.
like.
And so you have to bear that in mind, and you have to work around that.
And would that account for the differences of wording of hadiths that seem very similar?
Exactly, yes. That's exactly why you need to put all the hadiths together, because, again, it's the same problem. Different narrators trying to project at different time periods in their own reality, they're going to do it slightly differently. And because of this difference, you can compare the narrations and try to recover the original language of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. Anyway, all this will become clear as we go through this analysis. Now, where is the location of the Malhama of Alexandria? We have about at least 3 hadiths that actually tell us exactly what it is. One of them is the following. كنا عند عبد الله بن عمرو, that would be Amr ibn al-As رضي الله عنهما, بالإسكندرية فقيل له إن الناس قد فزعوا فأمر بسلاحه وفرسه فجاءه رجل فقال من أين هذا الفزع؟ قال سفين أو لعل أصلها سفن تراءت من ناحية قبرص. قال انزعوا عن فرسي. قال فقلنا أصلحك الله إن الناس قد ركبوا. فقال ليس هذا بملحمة الإسكندرية إنما يأتون من نحو المغرب من نحو أنطابوليس فتأتي 100 ثم 100 حتى عد 700. Translation. We were with Abdullah, son of Amru, meaning son of Amru ibn al-As, the famous companion of the Prophet. He was the wali in Egypt for the Muslim Caliphate. He was the governor over the region of Egypt, where the city of Alexandria would have been. And people came to him, his commanders, they came to him and says, they told him people are panicking. And he ordered his weapon and his horse. Then a man came to him, someone else came, an informer came to him, and he asked him, where is this panic, which direction is this panic from? Meaning, what's the cause of this, and which direction is it from? The informer responded, it says there are ships that we have detected, or we have sighted from the direction of Cyprus. Now, if you're on the coast of Egypt, in Alexandria, they're looking out towards sea and they see ships. So Abdullah ibn Amr is asking his men, where did these ships come from? Which direction are they coming from? And one of these informers told him that they're coming from the direction of Cyprus, which would be straight north. So they're becoming straight north of Alexandria, of Egypt. At that point, the governor, Abdullah ibn Amr, said he ordered that everybody, he says, that they dismount, and that he dismount himself from his horse. And people looked at him, his men looked at him and said, may Allah guard you, may Allah protect you, may Allah guide you. The men have already mounted. And he responded, meaning, we've already mounted, we're ready to go. Why are you, dismounting? And he responded, this is not the Battle of Alexandria. Meaning, this is not the Battle of Alexandria we're supposed to worry about.
Which means they already knew.
Exactly.
They had it in their minds.
Which means that the companions of the Prophet ﷺ used the prophecies of the Prophet ﷺ in all of their
lives.
In their day-to-day lives, and in their battles, and in their military maneuvers. This hadith leaves no doubt for that. So those people out there are saying, don't use hadiths and don't use prophecies and you can't be talking about them all the time, they should shut up. In no uncertain terms. If they can't do it, fine. Let others who can do their job. These prophecies are the eyes and ears of the Ummah into the future. And they should be used in the same way that the companions used them after the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And there are many, many narrations, by the way, where we see companions doing this, where they narrate that, the Prophet ﷺ had predicted, had foretold this for us. And they would act according to what the Prophet ﷺ had narrated to them. We are the only Ummah that has prophecies that are this clear and that are this numerous. And it would be a grave sin not to take the Prophet ﷺ at his word, and not to heed his warnings, especially since he ﷺ took the time to spell them out.
Right.
And his companions took the time to memorize them and transmit these narrations. There should be no doubt in anyone's mind that this is the way these hadiths are supposed to be used, especially in this time and age, which we believe is the end time, the Akhir Zaman that the Prophet says, because most of these narrations concern this very time. Most of the hadiths and prophecies concern
This time.
the last age, not the middle, not so much the beginning, although there were prophecies to the Prophet concerning the beginning and the middle, but the vast majority of them concerning Al-mahdi alayhi salam, concerning Sufyani, concerning Dajjal's last appearance, concerning the return of Isa alayhi salam, and the Dabba, and the rise of the sun from the west, and so on. All of these are pretty much in the same short period of time at the end. The reason for this is because this is where the Ummah stands to lose the most. The reason why the Prophet ﷺ, why Allah Azza wa Jal commended his Prophet ﷺ and revealed to him so much of the last days is because there are 7 billion people on earth today. By some accounts, more people are alive right now on earth than have been alive since pretty much the beginning, since the time of Nuh alayhi salam. Therefore, there are many more people at risk of losing their inheritance in the hereafter than there have ever been before. And so the Prophet ﷺ gave the prophecies where they would do the most use, where they would be the most blessing to people who heed them, listen to them, and take them to heart, understand them, and then follow the advice therein. So, with that little aside about how to use the hadith and why they must be used this way, beyond the shadow of a doubt, excepting of course the rebellious and the ignorant, then we'll go back into the hadith and the translation. So he dismounted, and his men said, "May Allah guide you. The people have mounted, and they're ready for battle. You know, this is the marhama that the Prophet has warned us. We're supposed to go fight because it's very dangerous." And he said, "No, this is not the marhama of Alexandria. This is not what the Prophet has warned us about." And he said, because they will come from the direction of the west, not from the north direction of Cyprus. The ships at that time, the battalions, the maritime invasion will come from the west of Alexandria. And then he said, specifically where from? He said, إِنَّمَا يَأْتُونَ مِنْ نَحْوِ الْمَغْرِبِ. Rather, they will come from the direction of the west. By sea, by the way. This is by sea, not by land. Because remember, it's talking about ships.
Right.
And that's why these men were the people were panicking. Because there was ships from the sea, and the Marham of Alexandria, from the Prophet described ships coming from the sea, as we will see in many other hadiths. And then he says, from the direction of Antapolis. Antapolis is the Arab name for the 5 cities of Pentapolis, which was in present-day Libya. So
it was the Roman province of Libya Superior.
Exactly, the Romans called it Libya Superior, and the Greeks had called it Pentapolis, which means 5 cities, because it was made up of 5 cities in the region of Cyrenaica and thereabouts. And these 5 cities are?
Benghazi, Cyrenaica, Barca, Al-Baida, and also Cyrene.
Cyrene, yeah, okay. And those are exactly, constitute basically the eastern half of Libya, where the Muslims right now are battling that kafir Gadaffi, that monster of a man, that madman. And so the Prophet ﷺ said that that's the area of the Marhama of Alexandria. The Marhama of Alexandria does not happen in Alexandria. It is ships of the kuffar coming towards Libya. Coming towards Libya, seeking to invade, seeking to land, disembark, and take up positions in Muslim lands, basically set up what is it called?